From the AFRTS News Center in Washington, this is the 2-Minute Report. I'm Paul Walden. On this edition, health. Defense Department members overseas can now volunteer for a national program that helps save people dying from leukemia and other blood diseases. Thousands of defense employees have already taken the first step to become bone marrow transplant donors. They've given blood to DoD's Bill Young Marrow Donor Center. Here, samples are tested to determine what type of bone marrow each person has. In the past, people overseas couldn't volunteer because the tests needed live blood cells, which are difficult and expensive to ship. Now the center reveals bone marrow type through a DNA test developed by the military.
You can now work with samples which are shipped over a number of days and can be frozen in very simple ways or maintained in very simple ways as opposed to having to maintain live cells.
The National Marrow Donor Program has registered the marrow types of 3 million volunteers. Captain Hartzman says most patients who need a transplant can be matched to a donor because 80% of people have common types of bone marrow. But that means 20% of people have rare, unusual types of bone marrow. To find marrow for every patient, Captain Hartzman says many more volunteers need to be tested, especially minority volunteers.
Because it turns out that minorities tend to have more unusual types, rare types. And so in order to help fill in those missing types, we really want to focus on asking minorities to participate.
Marrow donor drives began overseas last December in Italy and Korea. Those drives will continue this year, and other drives will start in Germany, England, and Japan. Navy ships also hold marrow donor drives. That's the 2-Minute Report from Washington. I'm Paul Walden.
On 2-Minute Plus, you can find out exactly what a bone marrow transplant is, who needs them, and what a donor has to do to save a life. This is the website address for the National Marrow Donor Program.